Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday, and we are here with your Community Connection Live update. I'm Tyler Chandler, and we have Taylor Gibbons and Richard Frankich joining us like always, and glad each of you watching us live now could join us this afternoon. We tried to do it earlier. I was on my way back from Lebanon, got stuck in traffic because of a crash, and then when I got to Mount Juliet, there was another crash that I actually had to stop and get out just to be sure everyone was okay and wait for one of our patrol officers to get on the scene. So I'm sorry we are late, but glad you're here. Glad that Taylor and Rich are hanging out a little bit extra this afternoon to do this live update so we can get good information to you. I see Georgina joining in with a good afternoon and happy Friday. It is Friday. That's always awesome. Got a great weekend ahead. Temperature's a little cooler, and Rich will go into that a little bit more towards the latter part of this update. And Kathy with a heart, and Gloria just popped in with a happy Friday. So welcome, everyone. Let's let Rich get into the weekly update.
Yeah, Cap. So this week we're going over September 28th, October the 4th. And let me get my mouse over there so it works. And we had 823 police calls for service, 65 fire calls, 22 crime reports, 88 arrest charges, 397 traffic stops, 154 citations, 26 non-injury crashes, and 5 injury crashes. And non-injuries creeped up just a little bit this week.
They did. We're over 30. Not good. Let's get it back down. Folks, to get that down, we need to pay attention to our driving. Both crashes that I saw today were due to likely a distracted driver. They're rear end crashes where traffic stopped and a car hit the stopped traffic. So if you're paying attention, you will be able to see stop traffic and stop in time to not hit the car in front of you. And that's why it's so important for us not to drive distracted so we don't have those crashes. And I promise you, the majority of those crashes you see on the screen are related to an inattentive or distracted driver. So I know it's hard, and we just all have to do better to limit those distractions in our vehicles.
And moving right along to the crime reports, we had 8 family disturbances, 6 property damage, 3 frauds, a couple of thefts, and you see the rest of them there. A little bit busy of a week this week.
Yeah, a little busy.
And on the arrest charges, some good proactive numbers like always. 16 driving on revoked or suspended, 15 simple possession of drugs, 11 no DLs, 10 warrants, 5 evadings, and you can see the rest down the line there.
Yeah, Rich, one of those warrants I heard about today that Officer Wenzel was able to grab off a traffic stop related to a license plate violation, but a wanted person with full extradition out of Texas was picked up on a simple traffic stop, and he was wanted for sexual crimes against children. So you'll never know what our officers will find on traffic stops, but just a simple tag violation led to someone being apprehended that was basically a fugitive from Texas running from crimes. And we're, again, so grateful we got that person into custody so they could go receive those charges and hear those charges back in Texas. Our officers do amazing work. Their proactivity, above all, to keep this city safe.
And on to the neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement efforts. Adams Lane, Belinda Parkway, Glen Trail, Vanner Road, Park Glen, Hickory Hills, Willoughby Station, and Wintry Trace. 51 stops, 32 citations, and 4 arrests. Some big numbers on that section this week.
Yeah. Good deal.
And onto the Guardian Shield tracking numbers. We got 168 stolen cars, 69 stolen plates, and 114 wanted persons. Top 3 numbers everyone likes.
Yeah, just this week, a couple days ago, the system alerted on a stolen car out of Nashville. It's a Hyundai Sonata, Taylor, help me out with this name. What was that thing? A Hyundai Elantra.
Elantra, yeah, a black Elantra.
Yeah. And so officers got behind it, and then it didn't stop. They got in pursuit. Good news is we work well with all of our allied agencies, especially Wilson County Sheriff's Office, and we were able to get in contact with them through radio and our dispatch centers, and they were able to establish a spike point up ahead, and they deployed the spike system, flattened 3 tires, led to that pursuit going to low speeds. The car stopped, became disabled. 2 people got out and ran. Our officers gave chase and took them into custody. They were 14 years old, out of Nashville, and that just heartbreaking. But folks, people that age are out doing crimes and serious crimes these days, and that is so concerning. And especially with certain cars like the Hyundais and Kias, you can easily watch YouTube videos on how to start those cars without keys. And I think there's recalls with these cars and different lawsuits going on because they are so easy to steal. And in fact, where people are having to put in the steering wheel locks to prevent the theft of these type of vehicles because they do something, they pop out the ignition and stick like a USB drive and twist it in it. And that car starts, which is wild to me, but that happens. It's well known throughout the criminal element, throughout the whole nation and everywhere that these vehicles can do that. But they came to our town. They had marijuana in the car with other burglary tools. Again, we're not sure why they were here. They were here, but our officers intercepted them, led pursuit, and of course, we got them into custody. We're thankful for the sheriff's office for helping us get those in custody, especially with the spike systems. It's always helpful to limit pursuits. Pursuits can be dangerous and are dangerous, and those spike systems certainly help limit that. And you may have saw too over the weekend, we had a stolen ambulance. We also laid spike systems on and were able to get that vehicle stopped and that person apprehended as well. So Guardian Shield continues to do amazing things to keep our community safe, and we're grateful for the support of that technology and grateful for the support to our police officers from our community. Definitely helps. Cool. And Taylor, I think it's your turn. You have some good talks about internet safety for children. So what you got for us?
Yeah, so I know I've touched on this before, but I kind of wanted to just reiterate it. I know that children are out for fall break, and I think that flows over into next week. So, children are at home, they have more free time on their hands. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on some internet safety for you to pass along to your children. And it might be refreshing for you as a guardian to hear as well. But I have this graphic that I think is super helpful. And it's just the acronym SMART. And it's super easy to, reiterate to your children because it is an easy acronym to remember. So just be smart online, safety, no personal information on the internet. Try not to keep your full name. I know a lot of us put our first and last name on social media, but, try to keep that middle name out just so it's not as easy to identify you if someone were to try to look you up. Keep your full address, passwords, and then backgrounds of pictures as well. I know we like to post pictures of our house and, decorations we have outside, but really make sure those house numbers aren't on anything that you post on the internet as well, for your protection of your residential area. Never meet up with anyone online that you don't personally know, not even a friend of a friend. If you don't know this person personally, do not meet up with them. And then if someone asks you for photos, videos, always tell a guardian immediately. Let's see. Accepting. So the A is accepting. So think before you click on links, photos, videos, anything like that, because those can contain viruses. And then never accept someone as a friend that you don't personally know. I kind of touched on that before, but if you don't know that individual, don't accept them. Even if you think your friend is friends with that person, rather be safe than sorry. Reliable. Don't trust everything you see online. I know this is something that we preach a lot, but don't always trust everything you see online. Not all the information is true. Always ask an adult if you have questions about something that you see online. And then the T is tell. So tell an adult you trust or a guardian if you see something online that worries you or that you have questions about. And so be smart with the heart. I think that was really a cool saying. So be kind and respectful to those around you. On the internet, but also in person. And so if you have any questions or anything like that, our officers are always willing to talk to children and even adults. We have people that come to the police department that just simply want advice on how they can keep their children safe on the internet. So I wanted to touch on that, just give some pointers about how you can keep your child safe on the internet.
Yeah, good stuff, Taylor. And if you're a parent and you have a child with a smartphone, please know what is on that smartphone. There are tons of different apps that can hide things, make it appear normal to the parent. So truly, you want to try to be smarter than your teenager, your child with smartphones, and get in that phone and know what's in it. Because we see so many things that are heartbreaking where they get taken advantage of through sextortion type crimes, where they think they're talking to someone online and it's not who they say they are. And they actually live in South Africa, where we see a lot of these suspects live. And they're basically getting the young person to send pictures. And when they send pictures, they then come back and say, well, now you owe me money, or I'm going to send that picture to your family or to all of your friends. And very heartbreaking when that happens, when we get a report about that and try to work through that, because there's a lot of stress on the child, the teenager, for this activity, the parent, and sometimes money is sent, something that we can't recover. It's also difficult to prosecute because these people are typically out of our country that do this and try to extort people for money. We've seen it where it's gone so bad across the nation, where you hear people or children and teenagers end up committing suicide because of stress that is happening through that extortion activity. So if you are a parent, please get in your child's phone and know what's going on there, know what apps are in there, know who they're talking to, know who they're messaging, so they can just be a little bit safer. Thank you for that, Taylor. And Rich, how's our weather looking?
Looking really good this weekend and early next week, Cap. Mostly clear the whole weekend and through early next week. So far, no real precipitation in the picture. Calling for maybe some midweek next week, but so far nothing threatening. But nice temperatures are starting to get more seasonable now. Lows creeping down in the upper 30s, low to mid 40s overnight, but still nice and seasonable during the day throughout the weekend. So lots of sunshine this weekend. Get out and enjoy it. It can be real pretty.
Awesome. Very cool. I want to remind people too about our special census that is going on. You may have noticed Taylor, she was one of our police department representatives in a census video that is going out, but the census gets free money to the city that is used for all different types of things, such as infrastructure, where it benefits us as public safety, police department activities, fire department activities, roads. And all you have to do is just go to this website, mjcensus.org. You log in who lives in your household, and then that is counted towards our census numbers. And those numbers then contribute to what money the city will get from the state government. And I believe federal government too. Taylor, you may know more than me, but anyway, it's free money to the city that we can use for our services, helps keep taxes low. If you live here, please go fill it out, mjcensus.org, and so we can get you counted. And Taylor, anything I should add to that? How much money?
No, I want to remind people that it's not a scam or anything like that. It's definitely monitored, and the signs you see around the city, they're real signs, and it's definitely something that's being heavily monitored, and it's real. It's not a scam.
Yeah, definitely not a scam. And for some people think, well, it's a way to figure out who lives where, kind of thing.
Yes.
We can figure that out already as a police department, but for the census to work, we have to have you in the household fill out the form. We can't do that for people. It actually has to be an action, with the resident to fill this out. We just can't look up through our databases that we use for law enforcement purposes to add to this. So don't think it's a way to somehow circumvent what we can access. We can already access it through legitimate law enforcement investigations. This is just a way to get you properly logged because it's really not on the law enforcement purpose side of things. It's truly just to get you counted as a resident in the community. Did I hit that right, Rich and Taylor?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Good deal.
And it's really quick too. It took me, when I did it, took me about less than a minute.
I was able to do it from my phone when they were announcing it in the city commission meeting the other night. Some cool special events coming up. You have Mount Juliet Safety Night. This is kind of the Mount Juliet side of National Night Out. If you weren't able to make National Night Out in Lebanon this week, you can certainly make it out on Thursday, October 12th, which is next week. October is already flying by, but Thursday, October 12th, the whole event is from 5 to 9 p.m., but there's a special sensory hour from 5 to 6. During that, there's not any loud noise, music, sirens, or flashing lights. So that's a more welcoming event for those who need to have less type sensory stuff taking place. And also live music. You'll get to meet all of your first responders for all the different agencies that serve this community with our state and local government. Our medics, our firefighters, and different police officers will be out that way. And Volunteer State Bank is providing dinner, so they'll be grilling out for everyone. So if you don't have plans that evening, please stop by. We would love to see you. Charlie Daniels Park at 5 to 9 on October 12th, next Thursday. Also, Pickles for Pups is tomorrow, October 7th. And Rich, you may know more about this. It also goes along with another event that's taking place, the Doggone Good Time event as well.
Yeah, the Doggone Good Time and this Pickles for Pups event are both kind of running coinciding with each other. I was trying to find the promo brochure for the Doggone Good Time event, but
Yeah.
it goes that event goes from what is it, 7 a.m. I believe it starts. It's a pickleball tournament.
Yeah.
All the proceeds for that go to benefit the Mount Juliet Animal Shelter, Animal Care and Control Team. Great event, very worthwhile event. And the Doggone Good Time event goes from 10 to 3 tomorrow. They're going to have, from what I understand, some food trucks, I believe, out there for that.
Yeah.
They set up. So come on out to the park tomorrow if you're looking for something to do and need a good time tomorrow. It'll be a pretty day for it. So come on out to the park.
Yeah. Thank you for grabbing that. Halloween 5K for Hope and Parkinson's Fun Walk is taking place October 28th in the morning. This fundraiser benefits Lieutenant Kenny Hudson, our Mount Juliet firefighter who was injured during that apartment fire where he got burned. So a great event to help pay for his medical expenses and other expenses his family were impacted with because of his injuries. But it'll be starting at Mount Juliet Middle School, run the Circle Greenway route, and you're encouraged to line up along the Greenway during that time frame to kind of cheer everyone on. Then big event 2, Halloween in the Park, October 21st, 11 a to 3 p at Charlie Daniels Park. That's always a fun event. So put that on your calendar and get ready for it. Always like to remind people too, with fall break taking place, we see more vehicle burglaries, not really folks from our community, but folks from other communities come into our community to commit crime, just like we saw with the Guardian Shield and pursuit this week of 14-year-olds. But be vigilant, please. Report any suspicious activity to us. Lock your vehicle and remove any valuables you have in your car. If you leave your keys in your car, it's likely your car is going to get stolen. If you leave a firearm in your vehicle, it's likely that is going to be stolen too. And that's what the criminal element's looking for. They're looking for unlocked cars, but if they may see something of value in your vehicle, they'll take that extra risk and bust the window to get in that car. And they're looking for guns. They are looking for cars to steal and anything of value. So please keep those secure so we don't have that getting in the hands of people that should not have it. We will take any questions you have. Just type those in the comments and we'll be glad to get to it. So Elizabeth here has a question. Do you have to live in the city limits to fill out the census? And Elizabeth, you do. This is a special census for the city of Mount Juliet where we choose to do it ever so often. Different municipalities do it as well, choose to do it ever so often, more often than a national census because growth is so rapid. And we want to capture all the new residents that have moved to our community so we get the proper funding for our community to pay for services such as infrastructure, roads, your public safety, fire, police, ambulance type services. So if you don't live in the city limits, you can't fill it out. But if you do live in the city limits, please go to mjcensus.org and fill that out. Going through here. Some comments about Officer Wenzel and his arrest of the wanted person out of Texas. Always good stuff. But if you have something, type it in. Georgina says she's going to mjcensus.org soon and filling that out. Thank you, Gigi, for that. But what else do we have happening? Rich, Taylor, anything else going on this weekend? Fundraisers, stuff we got to do?
I want to give a quick shout out to I ran into a family up in Crossville yesterday. I went to Crossville for a work-related meeting yesterday, and I'm sorry, folks, I don't remember your names, and I'm very sorry about that. But I stopped at the Buc-ee's up there yesterday before I came back, and a really nice couple of families stopped me and introduced themselves, and was very excited to see somebody from Mount Juliet up there, and commented about how much they love our live broadcast every week. So shout out to the couple that stopped me in Crossville yesterday. Thank you for stopping me and saying hi.
Yeah, that's cool, Rich, that someone from Crossville noticed you, but then noticed the lives that you do and just gave you that appreciation for everything. And at any given time, we have like 20 to 50 people watch us live but it's also many views after the fact that watch us. And we're able to get good information out to our community and take questions from our community members, and just keeps the communication going, which is great because any relationship needs good communication. And we want to be sure that you are safe in our community, and the information that comes from us keeps you safe, just like the information today from Taylor about the internet crimes against children. So very important, especially if you do have children. You want to keep them safe and know what's on their phone and know what they're accessing through the internet. But Taylor, what do you got happening this weekend? You have pumpkin patches you're going to with Oakley?
No, I think that's next weekend. We're going to have a slow weekend, probably enjoy the weather, honestly, because I think it's going to be a beautiful weekend. So definitely spend outside time.
Cool. Rich, what do you have happening, man?
I'll be working tomorrow during the day a bit for the events in the park. And other than that, hopefully going to probably enjoy the long weekend.
Cool. We have Lieutenant Cothran joining in. He's going to miss everyone, but taking some time with him and the family. So, Cothran, enjoy your time off with your family. We will miss you, and hopefully you won't stay where you're going, and you'll come back. And we got Justin Beasley. He's away for a little bit, and I think he probably has his toes in the sand watching us on live. So, Justin, we miss you. Love you, too. And we'll see you, next Wednesday back in town.
It was awful quiet around here today. Now I know why.
It was quiet, wasn't it?
That's what my people say about me too.
I also had a hard time making it back to the office today. I had every intention to get, this is the first time I've sat at my desk all day, to sit at my desk and get more done. But I was at different meetings and having to go different places to get stuff done. But it happens. It's a Friday, and not all Fridays go as planned, or Mondays go as planned. During the week, I'm pretty settled. Well, awesome, folks. Taylor, Rich, y'all have a good weekend. Rich, I'll probably see you over the weekend a little bit. Taylor, I won't, but have a wonderful time off. And to our community, if there's anything that you need, please always reach out to us. Our officers are here for you to help you with whatever you may need. So take care, everyone. Please be safe.